Well, thank you for that, gentlemen, for those dire consequences. We've had listed on your presentation up there probably at most a dozen comments that the planning inspectorate is going to be addressing. Now, I could imagine there must be at least a couple of hundred, maybe thousands of comments that you haven't listed on there. So, between now and spring, the inspectorate is going to review all those comments that we've made, and then why is it only at the end of the public meeting he's going to make a decision? Surely there must be interim intervals leading up to the decision, and how he's going to address all these comments that we've made.
The planning inspector have all your comments now. The inquiry, as I've said before, will not be probably until the spring. So the inspector will be reading, assessing the case during that time. And at the public inquiry, all the issues will be considered, the witnesses will be cross-examined, local residents will be speaking and addressing at the public inquiry. And then there's some weeks that the inspector then has to consider everything. Not an easy decision to make, not a decision you could make overnight, so it's some weeks, as we've said.
You're talking about weeks, some weeks. So what is some weeks? How long's a piece of string? Because we've got between now and the spring for him to make some sort of decision on the comments that we've already put forward to him.
For example, if the inquiry was, say, at the end of April, beginning of May, the decision may not be until the middle or the end of June. But, as you say, it's how long is a piece of string? We don't know.
I think you have to remember, this isn't a borough council inquiry. When you go to planning, the decision is made normally at the time of the planning committee. The inspectorate is a different ballgame, and we're here this evening just to explain that process for you. But it's the same for any appeal that the borough council has to fight whenever there's an appeal that comes toward and against a planning application. So it is the normal process that it has to go through. But we have to make sure that residents are aware of that process, that they can make their comments in the timescales that they are, and can be present at the hearing when that hearing takes place here in Federal.
Do we have a right of appeal as well at the end of that process to go to the court?
You don't. That probably is final. I'm just looking across, but I think that's it. Once it's in.